All right, if you're counting, this is tip 3 for things to help larger families in particular to have a smooth experience in the daily life of being a large homeschooling family. So one of the things that you will discover as you embark in homeschooling, or you already know this if you've been doing it for a while, is that all of your kids demand your attention and sometimes in the most inconvenient times. And so it can be really helpful if you need to be doing homeschool with just a portion of your family or just one child or a couple. If you have pre-planned activities for your other kids. So, this can be things like coloring and craft stuff and Play-Doh and activities like that your kids are just going to enjoy and have fun with, and it'll keep them occupied. Like, keep those things on hand. Legos, those types of things. But also it is helpful, and those could be included in what I'm about to talk about, but it's really helpful to have a homeschooling game cupboard. That's what we call it anyway. This is the school game cupboard. And in that cupboard are things that the kids only get to use during school time. So if I'm doing a lesson with other kids and they don't have an independent assignment that they're working on themselves at that time, then that is when they get to go into the school cupboard and they can play with the games in there. And over the years, I've tried to really be diligent about what we put in there. So I will, kind of be researching some of the more fun games or things that are recommended from people. Some of them, if they're more expensive, I'll be saving up my pennies or watching for sales and those types of things. And so I don't recommend, unless you have the budget, you don't have to go out and buy all of them at once, but just here and there to be adding to it as over time as you're able. That is awesome for your kids, because then they're gonna open it one day and discover new things, which is always fun. But some of the things that have really worked for us: puzzles, Play-Doh, craft stuff like I mentioned. I will say that I have been not the best mom always in the ways of crafts. It isn't because I don't enjoy them, but I don't enjoy messes. And I feel like our house is messy enough without adding untold amounts of paper scraps and glue and glitter and paint and markers and those types of things. But I know that it's actually really important for kids to be able to create stuff. And so I have come a long way, thankfully, and I do have a little thing of crafts that they can use during school time, and I'll stock that a couple times a year so that they're able to go to that. And plus, it's a good responsibility lesson for them to learn how to clean up after themselves too. But so there are those things. A few of the other things that we have that my kids have really enjoyed is pattern play. This has these little different cards and wooden blocks that it's basically a puzzle. So they're trying to put the puzzle into place. They have a version of this that's a much simpler version too, that we have as well, that is a lot smaller. It's not different colors, but they're little wooden blocks that they try to form into different shapes and letters and things. So that one works better for younger kids. And then this one is for kids that are a little older. Also Ruminate. You can tell maybe the condition of the box, it's a little ripped up. It's because it's been well loved. We've had this for a long time. It doesn't have to be this brand or anything, but something like this. This is a building thing, so it's just like Legos in some ways. However, it has things where you can add like lights that actually work and things that move. And so my kids love that. Like, they love Legos anyway, but this, just adding those different elements to that type of experience. It has like paper, so you can like build a house and decorate it, and you can add, like I said, like lights that actually work, and just different mechanical parts to it. And that has been something that they have all enjoyed. Well, all of my girls have enjoyed that. And then one of our newer additions was this. I got this actually on sale this last year on Amazon, and these are 3D building blocks. They have them in different sizes and different styles and those types of things. It's a little more costly, but they're magnetic building blocks, and so you can create 3D structures with them. And even our 2-year-old, she's not great at building actual structures, but she'll sit and just play with them because they'll connect together. And so her and her next oldest sister have spent quite a bit of time with those blocks and really enjoyed it. So those are just a few things. I could go on. If you want to stay in the educational zone, I think that's a great thing with Scrabble and bananagrams, and there's a junior bananagrams, and there's just all kinds of things out there that can be really helpful for you. If you can't afford to have a school game cupboard because you just aren't there, something that I've done in the past too, as I mentioned, I have built this collection up. I've been doing this for quite a while now, but was rotating toys. So I took the toys that the kids already had, and I just would have some of them packed away and some of them would be available, and then I would just rotate them through because it kind of kept something fresh for the kids to play with, so that they just had something that felt a little more exciting, and it would maybe grab their attention a little more, because occupying the younger kids so I could have time with the older ones for school has always been a tricky challenge in our home, and so this is one way that has been really helpful to us. So I hope that this encourages you and is helpful to you too.